Hey everyone, how you doing today? So it's kind of a different video. We're going to be talking about the future vehicle coming to Sour Horsepower. So in the past, well, past couple months, been talking about, you know, Hellcat Durango, Ram TRX, and after been doing some thinking, you know, I don't think those are going to work, honestly, because the pricing, it's just called what it is. They are very expensive vehicles. The way that I would end up wanting to spec them, they're probably going to end up being $90,000. So if you remember, one of the criteria for the future vehicle was going to have to be that it had to tow better than what the our current Durango RT does, which is, it's like 7,700 pounds, 7,500 pounds, somewhere around there. But I wanted something that I could take the Hellcat to the track with, that not just local tracks, because, you know, the Durango RT is good, but it's not going to tow the Hellcat across the country with ease. So I wanted something a little bit better for towing. So it got me thinking, if I didn't want to get a Hellcat Durango or a TRX because of the price, but they're better at towing, what could I get? So it's a Ram, obviously. And then I was thinking, well, how much are these Cummins turbo diesels? So that's when I started doing some searching, and today we're test driving one. So 2,500 Cummins turbo diesel. This one here is a mega cab. I probably would not end up getting a mega cab, but they come with 850 pound-feet of torque in the 2,500s, and like almost 400 horsepower. It's like 370 horsepower. But you know for sure this thing is going to be able to tow the Hellcat without problem wherever I want. And I've been using the online builder on Ram's website. $71,000 is where I would spec it to. So we're talking a new tow rig that is potentially $20,000 cheaper than the car that I was thinking about getting. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take it for a little test drive. I don't think I've ever driven a diesel 2,500. I've driven my brother's. My brother's had a couple 2,500s over the years, and I've driven them, but I've never driven a diesel one. So this will be my first time driving a diesel, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. When we get in the car, when we're driving around, I'll go over a little bit more of it and tell you my reasoning, other than just the towing capabilities, of why I think going the 2,500 diesel route is going to be a better option over the Hellcat Durango or the Ram TRX. So let's go jump in and go for a drive. All right, so we jumped in, and obviously, here, let me turn the, oh wait, that's not it. Oh, I gotta get used to all this. Here we go. Let's turn the AC down so you guys can hear me. But obviously it's the same interior as all the new Rams. I'm thinking about getting the Laramie model because I want the leather ventilated seats, and on the Tradesman and the Bighorn, you do not get the option to add those in. And like I've said in previous videos before, I will not own another vehicle without ventilated seats, unless it's specifically race car. But a vehicle that I'm going to end up dailying, which is what this would end up being, I gotta have ventilated seats. If you don't have them, try them, you'll never go back. But like I just mentioned, it's going to be the new daily. So what we'd end up doing is getting rid of the Durango. My girlfriend Amelia, you guys have seen her in videos before, she will end up taking over the Charger. Pretty self-explanatory. And then this big rig would end up being my daily. So obviously we're keeping the Charger because we both love it. We don't want to get rid of it, so we could still swap back and forth. One day she could drive this, one day I could drive the Charger. You know, makes it easy that way, so we both still can have fun. But the main reason of going to the 2,500 is it's cheaper and it tows better, and that's the end of this, basically the end of the story. And, well, a third thing, I guess, it'll also get better gas mileage than both the Hellcat Durango and the TRX while towing. So I'm actually going to reset the fuel economy loop when I'm driving around here, just to see roughly what it gets on. Obviously it's not going to make a big difference, but, or be super accurate compared to, you know, what I would normally drive. But I'm just kind of curious to see what kind of gas mileage the diesel would get, you know, just as a daily. I mean, I'm assuming it'd probably be like 25 miles a gallon, if not even better sometimes. So that's a plus. It'll already be better on fuel than anything we drive. It'll be better on fuel towing. It'll be more comfortable towing, and it can tow a lot more. So if I wanted to one day down the line get an enclosed trailer, the 2500 would have no problems towing that, unlike the Hellcat Durango or the Ram TRX, which is probably not even going to be able to have the towing capacity to handle my car plus a fully loaded enclosed trailer. That would probably only limit me to an open trailer at that point. So let's recap. It's cheaper, it's better on gas, it can tow more, and it will last a very long time. So as you guys might know, diesels do last a very, very long time if you take care of them, especially the Cummins. It's kind of what it's trademarked for. And buying a vehicle like this would be a long-term investment, not only for me, but for the channel as well. So that way I would have no problems keeping this vehicle another 10-15 years, using it to tow all over the country, because I know it's going to last. Now, not saying that the Hellcat Durango or the Ram TRX wouldn't, but they're not designed to tow like 10,000 pounds or more across the country, you know, a lot. So that's something that I would like to get into, and it only makes sense going to a 2500. So we're going to go for a little drive right now, and I'm going to give you some of my impressions of it along the way. All right, so we are pulling out on the road here, and I was kind of just curious to see, you know, what the pickup is. I mean, it does have 850 pound-feet of torque, but at the same time, it's a very large vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on it here a little bit just to see the pickup. Okay, it gets moving pretty good. Obviously, it's not a lot of noise like the Charger or anything, but it's fairly decent. You know, it doesn't feel like it can't get out of its way. It's just a nice, like, surge of torque. I mean, which you completely expect from the diesel. Let's see if we can get another little pull in here. So 40 miles an hour, and I'll just floor it. Yeah. I mean, it's not fast by any means, but it's not going to be. It's not meant to be. But, oh, okay, so we just went over a little bridge there, and it was definitely rough. So we just went over that little bridge there with some metal ruts in it, and the rear end did hop around a little bit, but kind of to be expected, because it's got to have a real stiff suspension to hold up to 14,000 pounds of towing, give or take. I mean, it could probably, certain trims can probably tow more than 14,000, but I think that rough average for a 2500 is going to be 14 to 15,000 pounds. So yeah, I mean, I'm just getting on it here, you know, nice butter smooth. It rides relatively nice. I mean, a little jerky, but probably, I think it does ride a little bit better than my brother's, his Power Wagon per se. The Power Wagon suspension is very soft, which does help on some bumps, but on other bumps it almost travels too much. So it makes it a little, like, lurchy when you're going over certain types of roads. Man, this is fine. I mean, the steering is, I wouldn't say light, I'd say medium on the, like, medium effort, but there is basically no feedback. But let's see, the throttle pedal, kind of nice and linear. You really do have to rev this diesel up to get it in the power a little bit. Those are some big bumps. It actually handled those quite nicely. But one thing that is a little disconcerting, I'm not sure if it's just this vehicle or if it's also me just being used to the Hellcat and Scatpack brakes, but the brakes on this do not have a lot of feeling, like, at all. It's like they're very, very boosted. But it's like the first, like, half inch of the pedal is, like, very squishy. But maybe it's just this truck or something. Maybe I need to go test drive another one. Hey, easy there, bud. But once you do get past that initial bite point, or then I guess it's a bite point, they do stop this truck very well. You know, they might just have, it might be built in for comfort, so that way, you know, as soon as you get on the brakes, you're not jerking, especially when you're towing. The last thing you want to do is touch the brakes and have it lurch forward. So That's probably intentional, and I'm probably just being a little nitpicky because it's not a 6-piston Brembo brake on the front. So overall, I mean, it's pretty nice. Just driving around. I'm gonna take it for a couple more laps, and then I'll get back with you guys when we get into the parking lot on my final kind of assessment of the 2500 and whether I think it will be the right vehicle for me. I've convinced myself on paper, but I don't know in reality if this is something I would want to drive every day. So I'm going to take a couple more laps. We'll see what the gas mileage is, and then I'll get back with you. All right, so we are back at the dealership. Just got it all parked up, and overall thoughts, as I did a couple more laps, started getting used to it. It might have sounded like I was kind of knocking it earlier in the video, but it's actually kind of good. The ride is not bad. It is a little hoppy in the rear, like I said earlier, but it's totally comfortable, especially with these seats. Steering, it's comfortable. We'll say that. They definitely designed it to be comfortable steering, but you know, it's truck steering. Can't fault it there. Gas mileage, let's see. So we only drove like 10 miles. I don't know if you can see that, but we got a little over 15 miles a gallon. As I was driving around, it said it was getting like over 20, but we had a bunch of stoplights and stuff like that. We're in like a city area, so gas mileage isn't that bad. It's probably better than what the Durango would do, honestly. So yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think I should still attempt to scratch more money together to try and get one of those Hellcat Durangos, or maybe a used Trackhawk or something like that? Or you think the 2500 is a better option? Me personally, I think the 2500 is. Yeah, it's not super sports car, supercar fast as some of the Hellcat cars are, but it definitely moves. Like the 850 pound-feet of torque, you can definitely feel it. I'm not saying it's sports car fast, but it definitely puts you back in the seat a little bit. So let me know what you guys think. If I'm crazy, call me crazy down in the comments. It is what it is, not going to hurt my feelings, but I think it's definitely the right option, especially if I want to take the Hellcat to some more of the Hemi shootouts and stuff across the country. I think this is definitely the play, and it comes with, you know, all of the tech features you can want. I've gone over the Uconnect system before, but I'm definitely going to be getting the 12-inch screen. That is definitely happening. When I had my Ram Rebel before, I ordered them as soon as they came out, and they didn't have the 12-inch screen yet. And then I think it was like 2 weeks after I took delivery of the Rebel, they announced the Rebel 12 package, which gave you the 12-inch screen. So I missed out on it the first time. In my second Ram truck, I will not miss out on it again. So yeah, that's all we're gonna have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Like I said, comment below if you think I'm crazy. Let me know. Have a great day.